entering the final 3 events of the Team City League in 2025. Event 14 brings together the Triathlon, moves from the 3rd event in the individual league to the 3rd last one in the team. So the course is set up much differently as it was in the individual league. Instead of just a track section just translated to sand, it's funnels, then same track that we saw in Sprint Team Triathlon translating to the water. And to be able to look down this track, Krakow currently lead by 19 points over dinner plane, and further 1 over Accra. One of those 3 can lead after this event. The house breaks, of course. House breaks have been getting a lot better at these. But there is a whiteout that's trying to win this one. Trying to catch them. But it's not going to happen. But the house bricks do once again, in terms of that category, beat both whiteout nets. And now the aforementioned Krakow already looking dangerous as anyone in this first heat. Not only did Malapolska do pretty well in this event when it was in the individual city league, but a similarly event if it had water in it. They won 14th event of that league with bathtub deterrence, so the fact that Malapolska is in here just makes them look dangerous already, given that history. So Krakow, Berlin, Warsaw, and Phoenix, in other words, will take part in this first heat, starting right now. Just getting shoved aside by Berlin. That's pretty much a representation of how everything from the second to end of the 3rd quarter pretty much just went for Phoenix. And everything since event 6 has went for Berlin, I'd say. And they're going to get easy advancement. And Warsaw do advance, meaning Krakow can't. Let's see how this goes. So Krakow, they basically gotten first and then Berlin. They hit Phoenix aside, and that pretty much coached Phoenix's run here. And we're going to skip some of those replays so you don't have to watch everything yet. Here we go. Berlin. They get into the water first, and Warsaw went pretty far back in it, and Krakow had the chance, but they were just way too late in the water. Same can be said for Phoenix, and both those teams will be knocked out of this event right here. Now, Chesapeake, Quincy, Kuala Lumpur, and Norwich. And they're off. Who advance out of heat. Certainly not looking like Quincy. What they're doing so far. Chesapeake in, and they and Kuala Lumpur are gonna probably just get away with this. Kuala Lumpur bump Chesapeake, I think almost got by. Not quite though, probably. And Norwich will just beat Quincy out, so that's even less points for Quincy to earn. And here we see how this went. So Norwich hit Chesapeake hard. Quincy took a while to get out of the gate. It's really what both of the baby blue or really blue, I don't know what uniform that is. Teams in that specific uniform did, and it's really what costs them in these heats. Skip a little bit there, and now to Kuala Lumpur catch Chesapeake. You can see them hitting them here. And then right here, no they didn't. And then here came another battle. Quincy looked like they might get Norwich basically going low in the water, but Norwich got them right back. And now Accra, St. Albans, New York, and Montreal. See if we can get into this view. It's not going to be easy. Here they go for heat 3. New York and Montreal, the 2 lower down teams in the championship. Seem like they're both going to take out the top 2 from last events. And that's easy. We're going to see how it goes, and... And so, here's the replay of this one. Accra, they got it in front, and I'm not sure what happened to the funnels here. Obviously, the replay probably isn't going to show it, because it primarily just focuses on, the track entry into the water. And then it's in almost at that close fiddle finish, so I mean, I guess that's more interesting. Didn't even get cut off by New York here. Oh yeah, they did. There, right there, and then New York ran away with it in the water. Couldn't really see, but they and Montreal pretty much dominated the heat. And now for the actual, definitive answer of the question, St. Albans they got. Here first, did Accra get them? Yes, by 0.05 of a second. Both will be out here though, so no issue, I guess. And now, Dinner Plane, Paris, Hong Kong, Tibet. Dinner Plane and Paris both go out here. The field is really close because out of all the top 4 so far, only Chesapeake have made it through. And they're the ones, of course, well behind those top 3. But it looks like Dinner Plane are getting through. Paris are doing absolutely nothing. And what happened to Dinner Plane? Hold on. No. I made words, but Paris, they are going to do something, and that something is advance. See, I don't see Dinner Plane in the water anywhere. I think they missed the jump. And yes, Hot Ham did miss the jump. And up right there. And by default of being the only DNF, that will give them last place in this event. I don't even think they missed the jump. I think they just bounced back way too far. If you look at it here, I think we're going to see it right here. All right, here came Tibet, and then their dinner plane, it cuts off the screen so you can't really see it. So, yeah, I guess. And then Paris made a great jump into the water. And yeah, they just took full advantage of that opportunity that Versailles was given after, especially poor funnel endurance. Same can be said for Chatin, but they will not redeem themselves here. Not chance of doing it here. And actually, I'm pretty sure there's 2 times in the bottom 2. Yes, even worse for Dinner Plane. They are bottom 2, and Krakow and Akron got past the rest. Now, Berlin, Kuala Lumpur, New York, and Paris. They got last in the funnel endurance, so maybe they were a wise choice. Maybe just a lucky choice for Paris. And that is proving right, if anything. And they, along with one of them, are going to advance. And here you see how this replay went, and it seems like, yeah, whatever Paris and whichever one of New York Kuala Lumpur, that did pretty well against the other 2 teams. Which, I'm not gonna, get the full lore here, but, well, not lore, I mean, whatever the word is for that. And yeah, which one of New York Kuala Lumpur was that to advance? Because I actually still don't know. And they're saying it was New York. Yonkers does advance. Berlin and Kuala Lumpur are out. And now a lot of clear teams in this one. Warsaw, Chesapeake, Montreal, and Tibet. A lot of cats I see here at the same time as well. I'm going to take this one to and it looks like Chesapeake and Montreal, yep, they're going to easily advance. And Tibet are going to get the different country in the meantime. Honestly, the only reason why I give this a replay in the first place is because of the cool angle and Tibet crashing. And you know what? That semifinal was so easy wrapped up. Let's just see what 5th through 8th has in store for us in terms of placements. And it's not another 6th place for Kuala Lumpur. It's 7th. And now, how funny is it that 4th, 5th, 12th, and 13th have all gotten to the final here? Paris and New York, rival for Triathlon, can Paris rather, get their event on New York from that final. Depending on what Chesapeake Paris do, it's going to be absolutely massive for the championship. Paris breaks their streak of only getting 2nd or 16th in every second half event. Well, let's see. So far, I wouldn't say that's looking good for them. It seems like they're probably going to fall short of gold once again. Oh, no, I'm definitely wrong. And they're taking gold. Montreal to silver, and who's getting bronze? New York just passed Chesapeake in a heartbreak for West Virginia. And they just missed on the podium just like that. I mean, I don't really see a reason to slow this down, but yeah, here we go. Paris, they just won that pretty easily. Here came Montreal in 2nd place, but then here came Chesapeake. Yonkers getting perhaps revenge from Event 3, but they just missed the podium due to a close finish, and they get the bronze here in Event 14. How ironic is that? And here is the podium for this event, and let's see how many teams can still win the championship as you see the results fully for the event. How many teams can still win? The answer is 9, with 10th through 13th still being able to podium, and Tibet, Phoenix, and Norwich not even being able to, even at this point, say that. Next event will be the penultimate one, football, and actually Krakow's league is still 19 points for Paris. So actually, we're probably going to be down to like 3 teams at most in championship contention after that event if Krakow do kind of good in that. And yeah, I guess I will see you then.